Sorry about that. It looked like it's going to be like, excuse me, a part two. I pause because certain individuals that I do speak to, you don't know what's going to come out their mouth, and I don't want it to, uncleanse, what's actually trying to be delivered. As long as it's pure, and I couldn't actually say if what was going to come out their mouth, going to be, right. And it's really none of your business what that person has to say anyway. So, get past that. Um, it's real. Like, um, secrets. The word secret is developed from what you call wicked people to hide a truth that they feel the information that you call be given to you, it will harm you, or and it might not even harm you. It might be something that will elevate you, and because it's not them, and you don't know about it, they keep it from you and tell everybody else. Now everybody else know what you call what's supposed to be you, but because somebody twisted it up in their favor, and also what you call how you say butter up the situation by lining people's pockets, or elevating certain people that they couldn't elevate. They couldn't truly elevate on themselves because they're using somebody else's energy, capital, status. You know that's that. How you say needed to be validated by others, needed to be constantly what you call um the center of attention, the star, the star. If anybody else come through, they get any type of shot, and I'm talking about any type of shot. It 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 goes into attack mode. You know, you got some individuals that's like that, and I understand why, but at the same time, if they start looking in within, all right, there's nothing, no possibilities, that could actually stop them. They will be, in line and wise enough to understand whatever that what you call this person is receiving, even if they feel that it's handed to them, which nothing is ever handed. We all know this. Nothing is truly given freely. If it's free, it's a catch. There's always a catch. And 9 times out of 10 that you go in this reality or society, or how the powers that be governs that you call that we allow governs us. And I need to reiterate that we allow them to govern us. If we don't want them, they govern, and they can't force us to be governed by them. They're not your God. They're not your parent. Your parent can't even what you call to a certain degree when of age, kids, control you. And even when you was a kid and they was what you call your guardian, or you know your so-called protector, your so-called nourisher. If you acted out, they could chastise you. But if you decide to act out again and again and again and again, what what could they do except for continue to chastise you, or the worst, which is that could be anybody's idea. But we ain't talk, I don't really try to talk about that because it's negative, but it's truth. Like, It's boom. All right. Like for instance, in my case, and many other what you call cases, known and unknown with this child support shit, and it's go for both sides. What you go, vice versa. What you go with the men, we got some men that's real nasty and deserve to what you call, you know, be looked at, or what you call, to be held to a standard. And then you also got the women that what you call that needs to be held to that standard. But you got those same individuals that switch positions. Oh, let me be a step ahead of such and such. You understand? Because they guilty. They feel guilty that, you know, it will be some type of repercussions that so let me get it ahead so it'll work how I want it to work. It will be in my advantage where what you call the ball or the advantage will be, in my favor. And that's wicked and sad because that meant it was planned and it wasn't for the benefit. Number one, that you call child support is for the benefit of the child and the relationship of the parents with what you go with the child. Even if the parents ain't together. That's what that system is supposed to be enforcing, not what you call what money supposed to go, what you call, even though, they do to set, you know, reason because of what you call, of what you make or whatever. 'Cause other than that, boom. But still, they really have no right. Only way they have that right is because the two governing parties, you know, it comes together and agree to that situation for that to be heard out. Because they don't even that don't even have to happen. You truly see what you go. They threaten you with you locking you up and all this what you go because you didn't show up to court because you was summoned to such and such and such. But yet they don't know the story. They don't know what's truly happening. And then they don't allow you to explain the situation. How you just coming in and they just saying, okay, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do this. Okay, hold on. What am I here for? I didn't have to be summoned in front of you before I, lay down with this female or whatever, what have you. Like, who gives you the right authority? I don't give a fuck if you went to a school and learned whatever you need to. It's not about a school what you need to learn from. This is fucking common sense here. This is common decency. I'm sorry about that. Something came up and something to think about, but it's none of your business either. But like I was saying, secrets, and hidden information when all information is for everybody. It shouldn't be hidden. And it should be, how you say, not just what you go put out there, but also highlighted. Everything needs to be highlighted at certain times. Like all this shit that we going through with the disclosure shit. That really needs to happen. For real. They keep it from you with in fear. The fear of the what you call the unknown. And nothing is really known. When do you know if you're waking up tomorrow? Guaranteed you're gonna wake up tomorrow. You plan to wake, or you hope to wake, or you're not even what you call really conscious that, or how you say, mentally blocking that tomorrow's not granted to you. The next second ain't granted to you. Your next heartbeat, your next breath, and you know near death type situations normally change what you call people. They start to see things different when they truly, seen the other side, when everything flashed before them, and they realized like, oh shit, what you call it, I'm here now. Where am I going? Type shit. Cause I guarantee you, what you call, we will all do that in that moment. Like, hold on, you actually feel a situation that like, hold on, this don't feel right. This is, hold on, Lord, for real, this is what's going down. Like you'll call on him, her, or source real quick, and expect the answer at that moment, knowing that we truly ain't, a lot of us truly ain't deserving of none of that. Now, if we doing something unconsciously, and I really can't say that is an excuse, or we could really get away with that, for the simple with that, the simple fact God knows all. If it had intent, that you call, that, you know if you truly ain't seeing your error and gonna really commit to it, he sees that too. Or Source sees that too. There's nothing you can hide from Source, because Source is what you call actually you, for real, allowing a piece of him or her, or Source, in however form, sun, moon, plant, tree, leaf, grass, what you call, every animal, every creature. He's in everything. It's in everything. It's in movable objects. And you call the minerals that we dug out of Mother Earth, Father Earth, Mother Gaia, or Father Gaia, however you want to see fit. It's all the same. This is all the blood and life of creation. This is we are all made of it. Chemistry tell you this. We have iron in us, we have silver in us, we have mercury in us, we have every substance here. It's in us. Every substance in the heavens is in us, from this planet to other planets to other galaxies, and so on. It's real. It's a real reality of this. But it sounds fantasy. It sounds like, oh, Eric is on a trip, or Ethan is on a trip. He just babbling. No, this a reality that is hidden from us, and it can't be completely hidden from us. They have to, what you call, let shit seep out. They have to. That's why we get these little glimpses, but they tease us. Is it? It's a hoax. Is it real? Is it a hoax? Is it real? Nothing that we imagine comes from nothing. It comes from a reality. It comes from a divine source that showed it to the individual that's relaying it. And that's good or bad. Because, like I said, he's all. He's the devil, he's the demons, he's what you call, he's the angels. And it's all, he's the taskmaster. He's your girl, he's your kids, he's the taskmaster. He sees everything because he is everything. He's the birds that sit in the tree that you and your girl is sitting under, kissing and hugging, and you and your side piece, if that's what it is. He's at the orgies with you because basically he's in y'all. Like, what you call it, there's nothing hidden. He is omnipresent. That's what omnipresent is. Truly. He in the stars. He in the substance that hold everything together. He, so we really needs to do nothing but care for each other. Truly care for ourselves so much that we couldn't. It will be nothing else but to we couldn't not love the next individual. We could not love. We couldn't not have compassion for the next individual, just because we understand the love that's needed for us to love out. It took the lessons, the commitment, the true understanding that we are our biggest enemy. That we are the enemy. We are the enemy, and we are the what you call the hero. We the villain, and we the hero. And it's us and our choices and what we allow to take control instead of us being in control of us. Addiction it's an outside control, or a lot of people would say that, but true people that has actually gotten over it actually have learned or should have learned, and if they haven't learned it, actually, you know, because you're not seeing it that way. Go back in your history and what you call it, and look at it, and then now that you're free, what took you to be free? I understand it might have took some time for you to what you call to get to the mindset or the commitment to say, okay, enough is enough. I seen my folly. I don't like how I'm looking. Or near death experience or something like that that actually shakes your foundation and say, all right, nigga, all right, bitch, like wake the fuck up. What the fuck you doing? Are you truly are you gonna truly go out this way? Are you truly gonna give up? Is this your best? This is what you want. You want people to remember you as, even if it ain't legendary. You know, the next generation. Oh, yo, did you go see so you see such and such? Oh, his father or his mother was did you go which we all know that goes down like that. They secretly teased or you know, you know, talk behind your back like that. Let alone the shame that you would have as a child or as a kid, because we all know drugs and addiction have always been frowned upon, especially to the kids. It's taught to what you call to stay away from the drugs, which is rightfully so. But so it's like I said, it's a lot. But this is the growing curve that needs to happen within us, for real. And we can't do it for somebody else. We can only do it for ourselves. And the sooner that we start doing that for ourselves, being on top of ourselves, being that type of discipline. Okay, I'm I'm upset. I'm ready to go. Get my man gun, or for you to go get my hands on a beast of machinery, and come out here and just do some dumb shit. Not caring who else I might hurt, because I'm not I'm not gonna be, or that individual is not gonna be precision. They especially if they in a rage. Even the most precision person if they in a rage, or they in that emotion that got them consumed. That's they off. Even if they might be still better than you, they off. They not 100%. Because there is no control in in being lost in something. Being lost in any emotion. You know, our Lord is great if we just do what I'm doing right now. I'm by myself in a nice quiet area, hear the nature, you feel a nice breeze, even if it ain't a breeze, you out here, you're not arguing with nobody, you ain't fighting with nobody. You might, you know, would like your area a little cleaner, depending on where you live. I don't know where you live, but ghettos, a lot of shit, not saying it don't get done, but sometimes it could be, you know, boom. But still, it's not about picking out shit. And if it's really that much of a situation, you could definitely, if it's working hours, yo, let's go do me a favor. Let me get a garbage bag and let me use your broom and dustbin and come out here and help him or her out. You know, and the more of the people that actually live here is going actually will give a hand like that, just to give a hand, not just for what you call to help that person out or make his job easier, but to make your environment more healthy, not just for you, but what you call for your family, for your kids, for other people's kids. You know, if if you out here and you breathing this unhealthy stuff, or toxic stuff, or that if it was picked up, you wouldn't be breathing, and it won't be, in you, affecting you in the ways that it affecting you. And then say you don't be out here, or whatever, but your other family members and people you know is out here, and they succumb to it. And then when they get around you, what you think, how you think, shit is passed on. Virus, pandemic, viruses, colds, allergies, and not really allergies, but y'all know what I mean. Like, this is real serious talk here. Like, it's about, you know, doing what's best for you, and doing what's truly best for you in the most healthiest sense. You actually doing it for other people too, but you're not really doing it for them. You're doing it for the quality of you. And then somehow, which is crazy, it's like you passing on a code. As people start to catch on, they start to do the same thing, you know. And it's not that they following you or mimicking you. It's that they starting to see and have the understanding of what you've been modeling, what you've been being, what you got some people that look down at you, well, but you got people that walk the streets and pick up bottles and stuff like that. You got some people that actually go, just walk down the street with their own pickers and be picking up garbage. I have seen that, but they might not look, they're not in a uniform, and they don't have or might not have the latest shit on, and being fly, because if you fly and you doing some shit like that, you gonna get looked at, and they gonna be like, what the fuck you doing, why you picking up and then you say what you say, and then it actually make you look good, and then you got some people that will still be like, yo, look at this nigga think he doing something, or he you know, or she, however, whoever, or outside noise or outside opinion. And truly is that they mad that they not bold enough to do it, or willing enough to do it, especially in the eyes of people that they feel that they would be doing exactly what they just did. You know? And I'm hoping, well, I'm not hoping, but I know it's making sense. And if it's not making sense through, how I'm jumping through stuff, or how I'm relaying stuff, or how I'm flowing with how is this flowing? Because like I said, there ain't nothing written down. Everything I do is straight on the fly, if you want to say that. And a lot of that is channeling pure thoughts, hearing what my heart truly says, or what needs to be said, and knowing it's coming from what you call a higher source, because there is no flaw in it. For real, I challenge anybody that you call to point a flaw in unconditional love. But first, before they talk about giving unconditional love, understand what love truly is by truly loving themselves like nobody else. Truly loving themselves like what you would say, how you would say God love you. If you you know how like we all want to be what you call the favorite, somebody favorite, which that I can't really resonate with that, but you know I have seen the sibling rivalry, niggas, you know wanting to be number one, wanting to be the top dog, wanting to be, the richest person on the planet, wanting to be the most followed person on the planet, the most liked, the most trending, whatever. It's all the same thing. When there's no need for that. You are who you are, and you will be seen regardless. You don't need to act, act like something that you truly ain't. You don't have to be, if you ain't loud and flashy. You don't need to be loud and flashy. Don't mean you ain't that person. You just not loud and flashy. But you don't have to. What you go be, because you got lots of money or you popular, that you could just be nasty whenever you want to be nasty to whoever you want to be nasty to, because even the people that like you or is starstruck, or how you say, you know, being a people pleaser or an ass kisser, a brown nose, or how, it's just terminology. It's not calling nobody that, but those are the terminologies that, have been used and thrown out there, including to the individuals, that actually do these things. So that's the funny part. Like, and that's another thing. Like, I understand the truth hurt, but the truth shall set you free. The truth shall will correct you. The truth, but everything that you don't like about yourself is what needs to be changed. And we so hard headed and egotistical, or don't want to be looked at as the oddball, or wanting to be goody goody, or whatever. But even the ones that we use or that you would call goody goody has some type of something that they don't want nobody to know about. A lot of things that look good ain't good. You know, only way what you call for sure is when it's being tested, and when you testing the person, it's basically a lifetime thing. You know, you know, because how a person is now, if you ever do bump into them again, they truly ain't that same person. Even if they still caught in the loop, or didn't grow how you would feel that they should have grown, because you'll be measuring it on how far you grew, or where you see yourself at. And even though that's a problem, when you feel yourself great, you know yourself not to be. Just know that. If you don't know that, that is a, that that is a need to, if you call, to be validated. And to be validated is there's no need to be validated. You are who you are. we all, if you're doing what's right, need that you call it, is right, you know, whatever you doing that you what you call you want to keep secret or you feel embarrassed about or whatever that you don't want nobody to know. If it's really that bad, then don't do it. No, because there even stuff that you keep secrets that ain't that bad. You might like to sing, but you too insecure about how you gonna sound to somebody else. You might have a real beautiful voice. Even if you don't, what you call actually, train, do what you love to do on all the time thing. You know, it will never truly develop to what it needs to be developed in. Right? You know, but that's the journey that what we need, that needs to be taken. Have compassion for yourself, true compassion for yourself, especially for your dirty parts. Because your dirty parts, your dirty emotions, your wicked emotions, your insecurities, all come from outside. It has been placed in you. It has been, something happened that made you feel a certain type of way. And we allowed ourselves to validate it as fact. When in all actuality, the person that did it is actually hurt themselves and not truly wanting to admit it or even know. A lot of us is blind. A lot of us is in denial. A lot of us don't know how to have, open conversations on any subject, even if it's something that they don't know about, and learn. Here, if you sitting in a place that you go and this conversation is going on. Not saying you just walked into it, but you actually did. They all see you or whatever, and it got you interested. It caught your attention, and you know, if you want, you might you don't just jump in. You say excuse me and ask, can you interject, and see if they invite you in what you're going into it. But if they don't invite you into it, that's not a problem either. You say thank you, and then you just ask, what would you call ask them another question? Okay, I understand what you call that. I'm intervening, but can you please tell me what is the topic that y'all talking about called, so I could research it myself, so I could learn a little more about what y'all told you was talking about, because something about it, you know, it got my attention. That might open up the door. They might be like, hold on, this person is talking intelligent, respectfully. But they might have denied you because they, circles are sacred sources. You just can't jump in, a circle. You got to be welcomed in the circle, or felt, and how it's all on who you are and how you handle yourself. Wow. So boom, say they did. So you go, hopefully they gave you the extra information, and even if they didn't, we all got phones. Certain shit that they were saying. You should be able to recall it because it grabbed your attention. You was interested. You actually was so interested that you actually wanted to be in the conversation, and hopefully that's because of the conversation, not just because you was by yourself and you just wanted to, belong or look like something. Uh, mm, it ain't nothing wrong with belonging, but there's no need to belong, for the simple fact where you fit in, you're fit. If you gotta fight and struggle and you go through emotions, turmoil, and pressure against you, that's that's not your spot. And the longer you stay there, it's the more pressure and scars that you accumulate. But not saying that's wrong either, because you know that's why I say have compassion with yourself. Because what you don't know or don't see or don't understand, or even if you feel that you understand, but you don't understand until you actually going through it. For real, experience is a hell of a teacher. It's the only real teacher. That's the only real master. Dead serious. Experience. You can hear, you can read, you can do what you call acquire all the knowledge of whatever subject. And if you ain't applying it, dealing with it, experiencing it, you don't know you know of it. You don't know it. You don't have absolute understanding of it. And in reality, you'll never have absolute understanding of nothing. There are no masters. We are all students, students that want to be teachers and teachers that want to be students. Or should be that way, but in reality it is that way. You know. No matter how old are you, you could learn something new. You could be brought up to a new understanding. There's a lot of things that, each individual somebody come up with and be like, yo, da, da, da. Oh, nah, I ain't doing that. I ain't tasting that. I would never do this. I would never do that. No, 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 no. Not saying that's wrong either, but at the same time, you don't know if you don't have the experience, you don't know what you're missing. You denying yourself of a great beauty, you know. And it takes time to open your mind and expand yourself to different taste buds, to try new things. Everything that you've done experienced in your whole entire lifetime was new. You tried it, you liked it, you tried it, you didn't like it. You tried it, you liked it, you tried it, you didn't like it. You done tried shit that you didn't like, and then some later down the line end up trying it again, and now you like it. It's you know it's weird, but truthful. You know, it's, you know, it's a real mystery of the divine, real mystery of magic, creation. Wonder, imagination, emotion. You know, emotional, mental, physical, and a infinite. Uh, it's mind blowing. For real, you could just get lost in the possibilities, and all the possibilities are real. Because you wouldn't be hindering yourself to the absolute. Mastery is actually doing something so much, so frequent, so, so time consuming that it end up being second nature. It would be, it come with ease. It takes nothing. It will be like you're not even thinking about it. Like, how in the beginning you gotta measure, you gotta what you go. Now all that thing, it's so natural that you could do. Some people could just do measuring by sight because of repetition, because of what you call how much they have done it. You understand? And it will happen like this: 1, 2, 3, like magic. Like, oh, damn, you did all that. Da-da-da. Damn, what you go? That should have took me. Practice, the familiarity, the experience, the true intimacy of it. And we need to be like that on all levels, not just the ones we want to be on, because being closed off to all the others limit, limits us. You want to be limitless, right? Everybody want to go beyond whatever, everybody else. We all could do it. That's what it's called, striving. If you go, you hype me up off of what you did, and now what you call it, I'm not trying to outdo you, but I wanna arise to my occasion, for my idea, and feel, and what you call be seen. If that's what it's about for y'all, you know, boom. Or and if you did, that person don't. If you call the person that did, say, yo, you know what you call, I see something in you that I don't think you see in yourself. Yeah, come here, let me show you something. Why don't you try this and you tell me? As a matter of fact, what would you do if you had this, and this? And then they break something down. Just do this, do that, do this. But how would you, think about it. What would you, how would you do? Don't. All right? And if you don't, you're not, comfortable or have truly no knowledge, they will give you that information freely, because of the love that they have for themselves, the love that they have for their creation, or the skill set, and they know how useful it is, how abundant it is, how prosperous it was for them, and they don't want to keep that from you when you can actually experience the growth from, and you don't have to continue. You can, get to a point where it help you get to the point where you want to do what you want to do, what else you want to do. But all the information is good to have. So. Love yourself. Let's learn to love ourselves to such a point, truly love ourselves to such a point where we have true compassion for ourselves, understanding for ourselves, and in the commitment of changing that outlook, you know, changing that outlook into our prosperity, taking a negative and turning it into a positive, or stop seeing a negative as a negative, but make it, truly make it into a positive. And that's true magic. Turning something that's like, you can't turn positive into a negative, and you can't turn a negative into a positive. We all know that. But you actually can, for real. In alchemy, take the bad and see the design of the bad, and create the, how you say, um the antidote, the creation, the counterpart to what needs to be fixed. All right, y'all enjoy. Good. Stay blessed. I ask God to bless us all. I pray that all the people that needed to hear whatever God was speaking through me needed to be said. And keep it. Let's do it.